Important people, multimedia, and search engine optimization. First, we're going to talk about important people. The first person on the list is Ada Lovelace. She was born in 1815 and died in 1852, and she was the only legit child of Lord George Barron. Her mother put her through rigorous science and mathematics classes, and she was mentored by Milton Babbage, who is known to be the father of the computer. Some of her accomplishments include helping Babbage to translate notes that he wrote on a computer that he invented. And when she was translating them, she added her own notes onto the article, and they ended up being 3 times longer than the original paper. And in these notes, she introduced a multitude of concepts still used in programming today. There's even a computer programming language named after her. In her later life, she became bored without having the notes to write and the translations to do, and so she ended up trying to fill her life with things like gambling, and she began to attempt to write algorithms to use while betting on horses, but ultimately she ended up bankrupt and died of cancer later at the age of 37. Next is Grace Hopper. She was born in 1906 and died in 1992. She was in the Navy in an all-female division and graduated first in her class. And after graduating the Navy, she was sent to the programming staff at Harvard. This gave her the opportunity to work with the Mark I, which was one of the first computers. She had a strong belief that computer programming languages should be simple to understand, and her outlook on simplifying coding languages has been extremely influential. Her accomplishments include being one of the first people who coded for the Mark I. She was the creator of compilers, which were programs for translating one computer language to another, and her simplifications to programming languages benefit everybody in the computer world today. She was awarded the first ever Computer Science Man of the Year award. Fun fact, there's a Grace Hopper celebration of women in computing, and it is the largest technical conference for women. Once while Grace was working with the Mark II computer, a moth got stuck in the mechanisms and they had to remove it. She went on to tell the funny story of how she debugged the computer, and thus the popular programming term was born. Next is Tim Berners-Lee. He was born in 1955 and is still alive today. His parents both worked on the Mark I, and he got a physics degree from Oxford. He worked for Plessey Telecommunications for a little while and eventually went on to work with CERN, a European particle physics lab in Switzerland. While working with CERN, he was faced with the task of linking their computers together, and this gave him the idea of linking all computers together through a global network of hypertext information for easy access and sharing, and then that is how he came up with the idea for the World Wide Web. He always thought that the web should be totally open source, and so he's made almost no profit from it, and he also helped with the refinement of barcode technology, along with creating all the things that help the internet work, like HTTP, HTML, and URLs. Next is Raymond Tomlinson. He was born in 1941 and is still alive today. He received a Bachelor of Science degree in engineering and did internship programs with IBM. He worked for a technology company called Bolt, and that is now known as BBN Technologies. While he was at BBN, he worked with other programmers to devise a way for messages to be sent from one user on a computer to another, and this evolved into what is known today as email. He was the one who decided that the @ symbol would be used to distinguish email addresses, and his use of the @ symbol has made a global impact along with email itself. He was awarded countless awards for networking and computing, and was even inducted into the Internet Hall of Fame.
Benefits of multimedia for students and customers. Multimedia. What is it? Multimedia is the use and involvement of several forms of communication or expression. Multimedia for students. How does it help students? It's user-friendly. It is more appealing than traditional lecture-based learning methods due to the fact that it is both educational and entertaining. It gains and holds attention. People are more interested in multimedia presentations, which combine the elements of text, audio, graphics, and video. Studies show that at-risk students and students with special needs benefit from interactive media. Multimedia may make it easier for people to learn because it can supply stimulating environments that encourage students' involvement in the learning process. Multimedia is also a tailored and flexible way of learning. It tailors information to the individual, gathers information about the study results of the student. Communication research has shown that the combination of communication modes, oral and visual, offers greater understanding and retention of information. Digital media is flexible and can be changed to fit different situations and audiences. Interactivity is heightened by the possibility of easy feedback. This can provide consistent, continuous feedback. In a study by Forrester Research, respondents identified the lack of interactivity 56% of the time as the most common obstacle to a successful e-learning strategy. Making multimedia is a unique way of learning. When students learn to produce multimedia, they become better at consumer of it. When students do multimedia work, it allows them to approach learning from different perspectives, such as the researcher, the author, the designer, and the writer. Fun fact, research has shown that people remember 20% of what they see, 40% of what they see and hear, but about 75% of what they see, hear, and do simultaneously. Interactive media has been shown to elicit the highest rate of information retention and results in shorter learning times. So what are the disadvantages for students? Multimedia may have direct disadvantages, but the consequences of not having multimedia might be worse. Students in schools without multimedia won't see the benefits that it holds, and this could very well be aiding the widening of the gap in education between the privileged and the unprivileged. Multimedia for customers. How does it benefit customers? Well, customer service is one topic. Multimedia can provide helpful content such as digital manuals, video tutorials, 360-degree rotating images, and other visual-based technologies to show customers how to do something or solve a problem on their own. Helps takes away from the costly live help channels such as voice and chat, making it easy to justify investing in assets that enhance these tools. YouTube is now the world's second largest search engine. The number of companies with YouTube channels has increased 39% in the last year. Facebook can be easily used to spread your content through groups of friends or groups of people in general. Major innovations in the last several years. Smartwatches. They have the potential to be another medium for multimedia. These can be paired with smartphones for new multimedia possibilities, and this would be even more attached to the user than a mobile phone. Virtual reality headsets. These aren't on the consumer market yet, but they have the potential to be another form of multimedia. This is different than anything before it because it is a virtual world rather than a screen.
Search engine optimization. What is it? Search engine optimization is the process of getting traffic from the free, organic, or natural search results on search engines. Who uses it? Google, Bing, and Yahoo have primary search results. This is where web pages, videos, and other content is listed and ranked on what the search engine considers to be the most relevant to the user. Why is it important? SEO is important for the smooth running of big websites. Websites with more than one author can benefit from SEO in a direct and indirect way. Their direct benefit is increase in search engine traffic. Their indirect benefit is having a common framework to use before publishing content on the site. SEO is good for the social promotion of a website. People who find a website by using Google or Yahoo are more likely to promote that business on Facebook, Twitter, or other forms of social media. Is it abused? Yes, SEO is abused through a process called spamdexing, also known as internet poisoning. Spamdexing is the deliberate manipulation of search engine indexes. So in English, it's the practice of including information in a web page that causes search engines to index it in some way that produces results that satisfy the spamdexer, but usually dissatisfy the search engine providers and users. Common complaints about SEO. SEO takes too much time. Building any kind of company from the ground takes time. So does building a company's presence online. Even though it may take a little longer, SEO provides better and more accurate search results. I can't use SEO, I'm not tech savvy enough. The vast majority of SEO lies in marketing. This includes finding keywords to target, creating content that attracts visitors, and analyzing traffic data. Those who question SEO's reliability are probably new to the idea and need to educate themselves. Chances are that after educating yourself, you'll see SEO in a whole new light. Connecting with audiences. Social media is always changing, so it's important to keep up with what is popular among a target audience. Twitter provides direct contact with fans, good information dumping, or saying interesting things. Snapchat. Some bands will post pictures on their Snap story. They will post things like their practices or recording sessions. It is always cool to see inside those types of things. Instagram. Bands and artists will post pictures, upcoming tour dates, and sneak peeks of videos and songs to get their fans interested. Music streaming allows someone to listen to music without downloading the file. It's great to hear all types of music. Some examples are Bandcamp, Spotify, and Pandora.